Tokyo Love Hotels podcast.
Wow!
We're back.
We're back yet again. Did you not miss us?
Missed us.
Probably not. This is episode number. This is episode number.
8? 7?
Could be 8. Could be 7. Very happy to be back. And today we have a very
special
guest as always. Shall we just call her in?
What's your name?
Oh, Robin.
AKA
Mr. Loveho. And you?
Kalinlaw, AKA Mrs. Loveho.
Mrs. Loveho. And what do we do?
We do love hotels.
Which is?
An arts event based in Tokyo. We love and support artists.
Yes. And that's basically why we're doing this podcast as
Google
well.
us.
Yeah, Google us. So let's introduce our guest.
Yes.
With no.
It's actually KK Slider today. I'm sorry. It's KK Slider.
Who's that?
Dare?
Animal Crossing.
Yes.
Oh, there we go.
Okay, I'm here now. Now listen.
Yay.
I'm a giant purple Teletubby today,
Loving
and
it.
I will be joining you at the Love Hotel later on.
Love it. Hey, babe.
Hi.
Haven't seen you in ages.
I know
I
it's.
saw her last week.
She's well.
Oh. Well, I saw you last time when? I don't know.
Oh God. Everything has been very outdrawn.
Yeah. I feel like it was when we were DJing at Trunk Hotel.
Oh, yeah.
I don't think
Half a year ago or something.
Yeah, that would have been half a year ago because that place still isn't
Before
open.
Corona.
Yeah.
BC.
Right.
But I'm looking at you now.
I have an idea.
Yeah.
Let's get the wine out.
Let's get So by
we can-
request.
yeah.
Do you want red?
Yeah.
You're going red? Okay.
I don't think she could drink the whole bottle on her own.
Let's do it.
I can have one sip.
So this is from the official Tokyo Love Hotel vineyard down in Sugamo.
Oh, I love Sugamo.
Oh, I should be pouring this to you first. Shit.
She could get
Oh, this mug is
You
cute.
could get this, yeah.
This is the merch, right?
Yes.
There we
Holler.
go.
Oh, thank you.
Official wine in
Is she
official
taking
mug.
The yak?
Or
got
do you
the
want the
yak.
Do you want
prosty?
the yak or prosty?
Well, I mean, I always wanted to be a yak.
For real?
Because I'm the prosty, you see, but I'll
Right.
never be the yak.
Like if you have curly hair, you want straight hair kind of thing.
Well, yeah, if you're you can either be the gardener or the flower.
What if you want to be a no, I was going to make a joke.
What
It wasn't good. Hey, babe, let's do a little cheers before we move on with my brandless beer.
Yeah.
Okay, let's do it.
Seno.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Hey, babes.
Yes.
Hi.
Delicious.
Yum.
Check.
Sasuga vineyard.
Yeah.
Vineyard. Rhyme.
Yeah.
We've known you for quite some time now.
Hi.
You are, I don't even know how to introduce you in the best way
My
possible.
name is Rhyme.
Yeah, your name is Rhyme. And in the best way possible, the coolest nut job I've ever met in my whole life.
I love nuts. You know, have you ever had nut milk?
What nut milk? Like almond milk?
Almond milk, of course. But the nut that I'm obsessed with is the macadamia nut.
Macadamia
Eat
milk?
Suni?
Macadamia.
milk.
Well, macadamia nuts that become milk to make the nut milk.
Well, that's new.
So I have some news for you guys. Actually, what I'm drinking. No, we're going to be doing a cafe in Tokyo soon with macadamia milk as the signature milk.
Oh, wow.
Who's we?
Yo.
Me, Osa-san, and a few other people from Toriba Kohi. But we are going to change Tokyo right now because there's not enough good nut milk. And as a nutter, this is very important because we need to grow the community here. And the problem is that so many of the nut milk here, it's not very delicious. And I think that's what puts people off, because they try it at one place and then they're like, it was okay, but it's not so okay. It's not so delicious. So I'm like, how can we bring more nut milk into Tokyo that's actually like tasting really good?
Right.
Have you had macadamia milk?
No, I've had almond milk. I've had oat milk and pecan nut milk. Never. No, I haven't. I feel like it's because you are Australian to begin with, right? And I feel like Australia is kind of the leaders when it comes to that whole industry.
I think that'll pop here.
Definitely.
Well, I mean, macadamias only really grow Australia, Hawaii, and I think has to be in the middle, like the hemisphere, because it's kind of like a difficult tree to grow. But the problem is that macadamia nuts generally are quite expensive, and I think that's because there's not so much desire
for macadamia nuts.
Because it's considered more like a top tier nut, like chocolate coated Hawaiian macadamia nuts.
Right.
How great does a macadamia nut taste with a hit of coffee? It's so good. So imagine the milk version of that.
Yeah, it sounds amazing. So you are not only a milkman.
I'm the best nut job in this place. You introduced me, so I'm gonna go straight into the nuts, honey.
You're a true nut job in many different ways. And could you just briefly explain what you do and what you're about?
Hi. Tokyo Love Hotels. My name is Rhyme. I make music. I cite poetry. I write poetry. I like cats, nuts. I ice skate. I could take you down a very, very, very lovely path through the trees and watch a rainbow together.
Yes!
That
is it. Perfect.
Hi.
Love. That's literally all we needed. We're done for today.
Goodbye.
Have you ever walked down a beautiful path and then at the end, underneath the leaves, there is above the leaves, there's a rainbow, and you're like, wow. That was really, really worth my time.
It was worth my time. Never had that experience, to be honest.
But under a tree.
And I was like, really? Oh my god, really?
Yeah, that combination I've never really been through, but I can imagine it being amazing. So you are all of what you just said you are, and much more. And we have had you performed with us. I don't know how many.
So it was
once, but she DJ'd a few times.
You DJ'd a few times at Love Hotels.
She performed at our first Sankey's Love Hotels.
I love Tokyo Love Hotels.
We love you. So many people love you.
But for real, like the first actual show I did, and especially for Internet Girl at the time, live was at
the first?
Yeah, and it was December 2018. Right. So yeah. That was a great show.
That was amazing. Can we just rewind a little bit?
The mirror.
Rhyme. I can't even explain. Rhyme in front of the DJ booth comes out wearing this silvery gown sheet, all covered kind of a
with
Gucci
goggles.
ghost with goggles.
I think.
Was it even? It was like a silver disco ball made.
It was a silver disco ball made. I got it at a fabric store. I just was trying to find some cool chain. I was gonna get a giant that chain, that really thin chain, all the
the knights be wearing,
kind of like the strippers wear, that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
That you got.
And I've got a few of those, but it's not enough. It's very minimal. So I was like, okay, let me just go to the fabric store and find something. And I found that, and I was like, okay, I have not got enough time to sew this into something, so I just threw this giant sheet. But I made sure that there was enough room at the back, so it did this kind of elongated silver carpet. Thank God no one walked on there and pulled me back out there.
It was amazing. So you had that, and you had your headpiece goggle kind of thing, and you had this mirror, and she starts performing, and I'm expecting Rhyme doing her thing, some live poetry thing with some cool music, maybe singing a little bit. But she pulls out this mirror, and she puts it against her face towards the audience, and kind of forces everyone to look at themselves while she performs, which makes them so fantastically awkward in a great way.
And what did we see? What did we see?
Macadamia nuts?
Well, in my mind, I was seeing macadamia nuts behind the mirror. No, we saw everyone holding their phones up like this.
Right. Right. So it was kind of a wake-up call thing.
Well, look, I got no problem with the phone because of the phones we're here, but it's more like the reminding point of what that performance and that aspect of holding the mirror to the people is like how are you engaging? Are you watching the show or are you watching a screen that's watching the show?
Look at yourself filming.
Because sometimes a lot of what's happening, and this is especially with shamanic things that I'm studying, is that the healer, the shaman, the person who's doing the Reiki, it could be anything, whatever that is, even the performer is giving some sort of frequency into the audience. They're trying to get some message out there. And if right now it's like it feels like, and I was guilty of this too, is like you just hold the phone there and you can't help it. Definitely there's no one that's going to admit when you film something, you look at the screen, right? Because you want to make sure the composition's right. And when you start looking at the actual show and the phone's there, but still, it gets all wonky. So of course you look at the screen. So you're not really watching like the frequency of the person's energy. It's coming through the screen. And sometimes that translates or sometimes that doesn't. So I just wanted to like touch on that theme because there's such a positive and negative outlook to that.
Was it kind of an awareness thing? You wanted people to understand what they were doing?
Yeah, and I think that I want people to see who they are and what they're doing, and because I've through the music I face a lot of who I am and what I'm doing, so I'm in my music creations I try to give that to the people that listen or watch it. So it's a lot about. I'm still learning about music performance, but sharing like how to really connect the people, and everyone's got like a similar like mind to what the message is. And we are living in a generation that is like, and the past few months have just been all about on your phones. So like how to like go, okay, how can we work with this and find humor in it and be aware of it? At least the awareness is the key point. People can disagree or not disagree, but at least we can recognize that that's actually happening. Because a lot of people don't. They live mindlessly. And I used to be one of those people, so I think that I'm trying to show that. And also like privacy rights is a big thing happening the past few years. And like there are a lot of people that complain, and there's like an interesting topic of like the clothes that reflect the light. So like paparazzi on people, they want to have their own privacy. Or they want to perform. And like I have many friends who are big performers, and they're like, even Madonna, she did a show recently in Paris I went to, and she gets on stage because she made everyone put their phones away. And she's like, I am sick of people looking into a crowd and just seeing mobile phones. I just want to see your faces. So she did this great tour where we'd have to lock your mobile phone in a bag, and then it would unlock at the end of the show. It was very, very, very
That's
interesting.
so cool.
Because we love Madonna.
Yeah. So you kind of pulled a Madonna, but more of an awareness campaign version.
Well, Madonna's got a lot of budget, honey, to lock people's phones away. I just got like a
Love Hotels will work on it.
Yeah, we'll work on it. We'll sort out those little mini
I got a
blocks.
Don Quixote mirror. Like, come on.
But it was
so
literally
good.
so amazing,
So
and
good.
I loved how it affected the crowd and the general vibe of Love Hotels, and the fact that we're able to, because it's easy to get one-sided or one-noted when you find artists and have DJs and performances and stuff. We try to have it as big of a variety as possible, and what you kind of bring to the table, it's not even variety, it's like a whole other universe, so to speak, which was so amazing. I feel really for Love Hotels to even
Such an honor to
such
have
an honor.
No. Like I said, like it was because I could perform at your event. Like I wasn't doing it any time. That was the first show I did because you guys did that. So thank you.
You guys.
You guys. So, Internet Girl is not only a song, but correct me if I'm wrong.
Yes.
Also kind of an alias for like another. Has it been kind of a like another persona, like one of your personas in a sense?
So I would best describe it as Eminem has Slim Shady. He has Marshall Mathers. Now, Slim Shady made Eminem who he was, but we all know that Slim Shady to Eminem was like his devil character. And right, so my devil character is the internet girl. So I have these two little guys sitting on my shoulder, and one is the internet girl, and one is Rhyme. There's another thing going on later, but that's something else. But
Macadamia demon. Yeah.
Macadamia demon, that's a thing. So these two little voices, and this is, everyone has these little birds or these little things on their shoulders that are telling them which way to go, and some songs will be from this, some songs will be from this. So for me, the internet girl, I have been aware as Rhyme, and I've been trying to be this kind of good girl character, and all my songs released to this date have been sung as Rhyme. So when Rhyme's this internet girl project, she's singing to the internet girl. So she's looking at this shoulder, going to this shoulder, and she's like, "Internet girl, I lost you a round of applause." Because she's like, she realizes, oh, okay, the internet girl is the devil, and I'm not gonna clap for her because I think she stands for something bad. So there's this good and evil setup that's come from internet girl. Now, what's interesting is that who is Rhyme now? Because the songs that are about to happen, the next 4 singles that I'm excited to announce will be released soon, are not going to be sung by Rhyme. So the internet girl has taken over.
Oh wow. A little call and response.
Twist. Okay.
Call and response, or outright killing.
Babe. Would you say it's kind of like method acting when it comes to actors, whereas you fully become that person in order to record a track as, let's say, internet girl? Or do you feel like you're Rhyme singing as internet girl?
I would like to think that if life is a stadium and the torero matador, who is the guy with the blanket, right? And the bull sees the blanket, and the bull runs up and he gets to the illusion, and the guy lifts the blanket up and he's like, "Oh, where'd it go, man?" Right? How many of our lives is chasing something that's like this gorgeous velvet carpet that we're like, no, looks good, I'm gonna wear that, blah, 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 right? And we get there, and then it lifts up, and it's like, oh, there was nothing there. So that's the whole illusion, right? But I guess in some way, the torero matador is the internet girl who is earthbound, right? The yak. He's the yak.
Yeah.
The bull is always running, and he wants to fuck, he wants to get, he wants to be bigger, he wants to show off his horns. And then this blanket, which is like life, is this illusion. And then I guess the Rhyme character would be the person who is holding the blanket. So she's aware and she's in control. But I would say that my standpoint, like who I actually am, is the stadium. Mm-hmm. So I'm simply just this building of whatever is inside. I'm not siding with Rhyme or the internet girl. So I just constantly try and take myself away from that attachment to the character.
So would you say that you're kind of a vessel, but a vessel that is looking upon these characters develop? Or are you a vessel that has control over the character's development as well?
I have total control over the character's development. But at the same token, life isn't fun if we're totally in control, right?
Right. Mm-hmm. So you're kind of a stadium with robotic arms.
Kind of. But then what's beyond the stadium?
I have no answer.
Sometimes no answer is the right answer.
Just keep quiet.
But I think these are the fundamental questions that a lot of people are asking right now.
Right.
I have no answer. I'm just the stadium, you know.
I love it. I love it. Can I on a similar subject, but just switch it up with your career? Something that blew my mind was, one, when I saw your ice skating skills, and how you incorporated that into your music, and two, when you made a music video with none other than motherfucking Milk.
Oh my god, I love Milk.
The hottest, most gorgeous. RuPaul's. Oh, I'm not even going to bring in RuPaul's Drag Race because that's not a definition of who he is. Milk is Milk, but a performance artist, a drag queen, so many different things. And how did that even happen?
Right? I know, it was like a dream. Oh my god. Okay, so Rhyme So is like the fun project away from like this like ball chasing shit. Rhyme So is like this fun project with Shinichi Osawa, my partner, and Rhyme So, like SO is Shinichi Osawa, his initial.
Is that what it stands for?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, by the way, Shinichi Osawa is also, I think a lot of people abroad know him as Mondo
Grosso.
Grosso. Yeah, also God.
Also God.
Oh my God, God and Goddess, come on.
Yeah, well, he's an incredible producer and DJ. I mean, look, I saw him DJ, like, and I've been able to like watch it. No answer.
Yeah.
That is what is beyond the stadium. It's Shinichi Osawa's DJing, god damn it. Okay, so we basically came together and we decided to make this fun, like more fun project. So Rhyme So rhymes with I'm so. And how many sentences do we begin with? I'm so like blah, 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 right? It's the attachment.
I'm so obsessed with literally everything these days.
Okay, can you what is this?
We shouldn't even go there, but it's just a little play on all the Instagrammers these days. And
oh, I love
working.
Instagrammers, and I love these.
Write it down.
Okay, so I'm so
obsessed with everything these days.
Yeah.
Is it I'm so like or just I'm so
obsessed.
Okay.
Yeah, I would add a literally in there too.
I'm so literally obsessed.
I'm literally so obsessed with everything these days.
Okay, well, I'll put a little guy that does a little guy, and that goes up. So Rhyme So is exactly this. This exact line is totally what our concept's about. We don't do love songs. We don't do drug songs. We don't do fuck a bitch on my dick songs. Or even just like general, like, I'm trying to be cool. We're actually writing, every lyric is about, I'm so obsessed with everything these days.
Yeah.
It's like most of the lyrics just come from, I'm listening to what people say, like, you know? Even I'm like, how do I not stop saying like so much? Yeah. So Fashion Blogger, which was released with Milk, going back to the ice skating and the Milk. And we thought like, okay, Fashion Blogger is about everyone, no, not everyone, because everyone's a fashion blogger, right? That's why I'm here. The
Nut
giant,
milk.
Yeah, nut milk, giant purple Teletubbies. So we wanted to do like, okay, well, what is the fashion phones? Yeah, Instagram, yeah, followers, and likes and dislikes. Oh, well, this is the era we're living in. The era. Is it an era? I don't know. But sometimes your phone freezes and you're like, God damn it. And
right.
So we did that and we were like, okay, we finished the song. I'm a fashion blogger too, taksan moteru hanga. And our A&R was like, let's use the secret talent of ice skating. Like very upfront, because these days to be an artist that makes any sort of wave, you have to be like dyeing your hair multicolored purple and
right.
twerk the shit out of everything. Now listen, I'm not about to be here twerking and like, you know, I'm not cool. Who am I? I'm just like some like nerdy ice skating girl. Like I need to be successful. So we were like, okay, let's do something that's I'm good at. So I was a figure skater for 10 years. I got to like an intermediate level. I did nationals in Australia.
Wow.
I did pretty well considering I started at 11 size, so I started pretty late, and I also had to fund most of it by myself because my parents were like, I'm not sitting in a cold ice skating rink every day. This sucks. No, for real. Like
alone with your little Vegemite sandwich.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, and I decided to choose the toughest coach in the rink. He was a Russian coach. Him and his partner, who were ice dancers, but did pretty well as single skaters for a long time. And like, you know, if I fell, especially towards the end, because we were training like, you know, all my double jumps, it was all like intense. It wasn't just like, you know, I wanted to be good. I needed to be good because it was like every piece of money. I worked 3 jobs at one point and I was not sleeping. I gave up doing a school certificate for it. So like I did everything to make myself the best figure skater I could because I loved it. I was like, I'm definitely a figure skater in a past life. So I would train twice a day. In my last year of school, I would do 6 a.m. until like 8:30, and then I would come to school late, and then I would leave like right on 3 and just drive straight out because I got my driver's license. So like I was going for it, and I really love ice skating. Like we could talk about ice skating for an hour, honestly. I think it's such a beautiful sport, and the culture around it, and like, you know, even the anti-culture around it, because there's so many stereotypes about figure skaters. And, you know, it is like, honestly, it's actually a miserable like sport because you're stuck in a cold warehouse. There's like steel bars on the walls. There's always like that grumpy Zamboni driver. There's always like, it's just like, it's so political inside an ice skating rink, but there's something about it that is like, oh my God, this is my life. So what's interesting
It's a stadium, isn't it?
it's back to the stadium.
Rhymes so in a stadium.
So, but for real, like once you like, I met Milk and we bonded because of ice skating, because he is a figure skater too. So he grew up in ice skating rinks, and he did ice dance. He's an incredible skater. So of course it's like, so hi. Oh, you ice skate? Oh, I skate too, and then instantly you're best friends because you there's this like unspoken love for ice skating that exists. I can't explain it. It's like crazy sports people stuff. And so we went to his drag show in Provincetown in Massachusetts, and we watched him do this like fabulous routine. It was so fabulous. And then we had a drink afterwards, and then we decided, I mean, he loves the song. He loves the concept of like, okay, if being a fashion blogger, like what is being a fashion blogger? Being a fashion blogger is getting dressed up, doing your routine, having all the judges judge you, and the people on the Instagram or on the internet, like, you know, look at you and being yes or no, and cheer or not cheer, blah blah blah, right? So that's basically figure skating, because figure skating is a giant just gay fashion parade of like, look at me do this trick, look at me do that, and there's always drama and it's always fabulous, but it keeps you coming back. So we thought figure skating would be the best approach to this construct. Yes. Concept struct. I mean, what do you guys think about fashion blogging?
It's such a...
I mean, yeah, everybody's doing
discussion.
it. Everybody thinks they're a fashionista.
Yeah,
And
I mean,
isn't
the
it
whole society
fun?
has changed. Yeah, good
What?
one. Nice one.
What'd you say?
Isn't it fun?
I said, isn't it fun?
Isn't it fun? I don't know.
I think
Personally, I don't know.
Well, what does it promote? It promotes materialism.
Yeah.
it promotes
And where does
total
that stem
materialism and
from?
egoism and self-love, and not in the right way, and in so many ways that we shouldn't be indulging ourselves in. And I think it's the beginning of the end of the world, how we're treating each other and how we're treating ourselves, and how it's such an endless conversation, I feel. And it's the same with these famous YouTubers and bloggers and blah 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 and influencers and whatnot. There's so many people with so much power these days with so little knowledge that are able to change the world in a direction that they're not probably even ready for, which for me scares me extremely, especially when it comes to politics, and how a 14-year-old that sits at home that is a fashion blogger or an influencer or a YouTuber of some sort has like 30 million followers and just speaks out of a book something he read about, I don't know, whether it be racism or how to run a country or how to behave in school. And then these people listen to him more than they would to a politician. And most politicians are crap, but at least they have an education and they know to a certain extent of what they do. They're professionals.
So it's really not about, and this is in music too, like a lot of what I have come to realize is it's not so much about the music product itself. The music product works if everything else is behind it.
Right.
If the person's a fashion blogger, or if the person is a good influencer, or if the person can present themselves and promote themselves in this way, then they win.
Yeah.
But at the same time, you know, I try not to focus on that. I really have actually come to a point where I've gone, I can recognize it and be aware of it, but I'm going to choose to use my power. And I think that's what you guys do at Tokyo LoveHotels, because you always bring new artists into the sphere of what Tokyo LoveHotels is doing. You give them a space to present what they're about, and you're constructively critical thinking on what kind of people are coming in and what kind of energies are coming in, because it's all about energy. Everything's about energy. Yes. It's all about action and result. Everything you do, if I drop this pen or if I say whatever I say, people are going to go, there's going to be a result from that, because that's language and that's power of action. So it's like, okay, how can we have a laugh about being a fashion blogger? Or how can we recognize that, well, what does it mean? And the thing about Milk, going back to Milk, is that he taught me a lot about being a good influencer, because he has the exact same views. And this is why we did the song, is because we realize, okay, let's use our influence for good. Let's go and vote. Let's go and spread peace. Let's go and spread wholesomeness. And even if we're spreading other things that maybe other people disagree on, at least we're making action.
Definitely. And I think that's really what I'm trying to get at as well. It's about making educated decisions and knowing what you stand for and why you stand for it. And that's where I think you come in as a fantastic fashion blogger in that sense. Do you know what I mean? Because you have ideas and you have concepts and you...
And the alarm bell rings.
Yeah.
The phone also has his own concepts and
she's like, shut up.
Timetables.
Shut up, Robs. You have ideas and you have concepts that you introduce to the world, but you do them. It's a conscious decision, and you know why you're introducing your concepts and why they're there and why you want people to know about them. So in that sense, I truly respect what you do in your industry, because you are an influencer as much as you're an artist. And but in
I'm an influencer
in a good way, in a very, very good way, because you do it as an educated decision, and you know the consequences of doing what you say, and you know that it doesn't really matter either.
Well, exactly, because everything changes at every single point too. Yeah, like everything changes, and I think right now everything is really changing, and I wouldn't be who I am. And I'm not even anyone if it wasn't for the people that influenced me. That's you, darling. That's you. But for real, like, it's a circle. It's a circle.
Yeah.
And sometimes hantai, sometimes tokemawari. It's whatever it is. It's going its direction. And it's so interesting when you sit back and you're like, wow, that's in my life because of that and that. And sometimes that's not in my life because of that and that.
Do you believe in destiny?
At some point. I used to live in Indonesia, right? They believe that life was 4 parts. So 33% was your destiny, your fate. Another 33% was your karma. And the other 33% was your free will and action, which then created your karma, which then created your fate. So it's already mixing. And there was just 1% of unpredictability. And I really love this. I don't know if it's what exact belief, because Indonesia has like Hinduism.
It's very close to Buddhism, though, I would say. It's because they say nothing is by chance. Everything that happens is because you made it happen, whether it was a past life or not.
But I do think there has to be an equilibrium somewhere, because there's too many, like, the balance is such a big key point. And we're in Leo right now, but there's also Libra coming up. So that's all about right? Virgo's coming up Virgo's before
the planets the planet positions right now. Not the ruling month. We had something called Lion's Gate that opened 26?
2 days ago, right?
Yeah, 2 days ago. Not very
recently.
Very recently. Which is Leo.
I mean, there's a lot happening. Like, I mean, Teddy would be into this because I know Teddy's listening. But apparently, the Mayan calendar that was meant to finish in 2012, they also said that it was 2020 that actually finished because of like timing issues. Like, it's always like, but anyway, the point is between 2012 and 2022, that 10-year decade, there's definitely some whole new worlds opening up. And it's very interesting to see all the indigo children running around, the influencers and the influenzas that are being put into our world.
How well put.
Well put.
The influencers are the influencers.
Well, maybe that's the real issue here.
Yeah. Could how's your COVID-19 times been?
Well, I feel like I'm in COVID 20 at this point.
Right. Right.
I mean, look, that's a whole nother conversation because I don't really believe most of what has been fed about that. But at the end of the day, I don't really know the truth. I don't think anybody knows the truth.
Right.
And I think
Have you been affected in any way? Because
yeah, I mean, of course, like business stuff, it's tough. Everyone's going through it. I don't know one person that's like, yo, everything's great, man. Maybe except like a mask making company. But yeah, it's just hard because it's like when you start to see results of like negatives in your income or friends getting affected directly, that affects you. It's back to the cause and effect thing. So it's more like the hypochondriacism, like when you think, oh my god, I've got a tumor in my head, and then like actually a tumor happens. So it's like that kind of thinking. I mean, have you guys been through anything major? Yeah.
couldn't do love holes for a long time.
You mean business-wise?
Yeah.
Everything. I mean, the modeling was off, love holes was off, DJing was off. Everything was basically off for a while. And I think we also made that conscious decision. Like there were people asking us like, why are you starting Love Holes again? We had our first one after a break last month.
And it was so busy, right?
So busy.
It was busy, but what we try to think about is the fact that it's the same with restaurant owners or bar owners. They still got to do what they do. That's the only way they make cash.
Getting on the train.
Yeah,
Like,
you're
you
still getting on the
have
train.
to-
every
We're
day.
living in a city that has no
Exactly.
it's not a driving city.
And as long as you follow whatever policies there might be to make sure that people are feeling as safe as possible, then do your thing and make sure that it
your
works.
own risk, and everyone should know that. And we're doing the best to keep the policies and restrictions.
Yeah.
So it's at your own risk.
Definitely. And I think on another note or a very similar note is that the artists that we have, like the pop-ups that we have, all of those brands, people that try to work their stuff, they have no way to make cash these days off of their art. And so if we're able to at least host an event amid this crisis where we can support them in any way or to kind of get their business going again, I think that's a fabulous thing.
It's beautiful.
Then if people don't want to join in, that's fine. But we know why we're doing this, and we're doing it as a conscious decision and also while trying to stay as safe as possible. But a lot of people not understanding that.
It's okay.
And it's okay. It's okay.
Okay.
I mean, you have to it just makes sense. If you're not feeling well, you just don't go out.
Yeah.
And that can be even in your energy too. If you're feeling like an aggressive, sad person, why go out and spread that?
Yeah.
You know, do something constructive. There is not the time for that anymore because it's a million marbles just being scattered around, and that marble there. It's like not even marbles, like pinball. You know, if you shoot that ball up and you hit it there, that's gonna do that eruption thing down that lane.
Yeah.
God,
Yeah.
pinball would be pretty good right now. Do you know any pinball places in Tokyo? Actually, can we get one at Tokyo Love Hotels, please?
That would be amazing.
Right.
Like an
Absolutely,
official
we will.
love hole one, like Prosty Yak kind of thing.
Soon.
It's in the making.
Pinball.
We're currently talking with the factory.
and the whole ethos behind it is like, if you throw the ball, or if you ping the ball, you shoot the ball. If you shoot the ball,
Yeah.
then that's your reaction. That's your action. That's
Right.
your results. That's the way you're choosing. But sometimes you don't really choose the way. So you can shoot the ball, you can shoot the word, but sometimes that comes back to you in all sorts of different laneways.
For the tiny price of 2,500 yen.
Plus tax.
Plus tax. Do you have wine left?
I'll have a little bit more. It's a nice wine. What is that one?
Cabernet
Sauvignon, I think.
Because I don't drink. I really actually
I
don't
was
drink.
wondering.
Kayla's like, oh, I
I've
just
never
should not
seen you
drink.
drink, I don't think.
Yeah, I've never seen you drink either.
No, I don't drink. I think that, I mean, but fuck it. Good. A special occasion's a special occasion. Here's the thing. I don't eat meat, but I still love chicken, and I'll eat some shabu shabu sometimes.
Yeah. Right.
It just
right.
it's a flexitarian way.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. Like, everyone's different, right? But I can't go, oh, I'm just this. Because I know that'll change. You know, your body changes over time. Then all of a sudden, I don't know, you get pregnant. I'm not pregnant. But you get pregnant and then all of a sudden you want to have this. Because I have some pregnant friends right now. I'm like, wow, I thought you were a vegetarian for so long. But they're like, no, I really need to eat some kombini pork, you know? So they like live on for like a few months. I'm like, okay, that's cool.
Yeah.
Rock on. Hi.
I think I'm with you on that one, though.
Yeah.
I don't think I like naturally. I don't eat meat. I usually
Yeah,
don't
me
cook
too.
meat. I wouldn't do
I
those
won't
things.
buy meat, groceries.
But occasionally, yeah, if it's there, I'll have it. And I think it's if your body needs it.
Yes, and also looking to where it's from and how it's made. Like that's the thing with nut milk is that, and I'm gonna go down a milk alleyway right now, is that so much milk has so many preservatives in it,
Right.
and that's normal because they are taking milk, like if we're talking about gyunyu, like actual milk, from thousands of different cows, and they're putting all these machines and they're sucking them all and they're mixing the milk together. And if you think about that, what the fuck? I'll drink milk if I go to a farm and I do one cow and I'm like pulling the thing and it goes in there and I shake it and nice.
Like a non-pasteurized.
Totally fine.
Yeah.
I totally for milk. I just don't agree with these milk companies who are milking thousands and thousands of different cows, mixing it together with a bunch of preservatives to keep it long fresh and bottling it in plastic.
Right.
Because they say every week a human will ingest a credit card's amount of plastic these days. Imagine taking a shit and seeing a credit card come out your ass.
Yeah, use it. Swipe on.
I hope there's something left on here. But that is what is happening because the animals are all eating plastic. There's so much plastic, and then like if things are bottled in plastic, you're gonna get a little tiny little smidgen of that. That's gonna break off. That's gonna decompose into the product.
Yeah.
So now what we're doing is like back to like nut stuff is like, okay, if we can just do nuts and water, tiny bit of shio, and we're going to make it fresh every morning and just sell it until it sells out. And if we can start doing that and then help imagine if we could close down actual milk companies, like these giant disgusting warehouses that are feeding grains to the cows, and we plant trees instead that grow nuts, and then the nuts fall down and we all become mad nut people. But it's like, it makes sense. It makes so much sense.
It's self-efficient. It's
Yes.
self-sustainable. And I think that's
Tastes
really
better.
if there's something we should learn from this whole Corona thing. I know with nuts you have to import a certain amount, but there's been too much trade going on. There's so much trade that is not only ruining the economy for so many countries that aren't affected by or doesn't get the benefits from trading, but also the fact that we are like not only the milk. Like I think it wasn't Supersize Me when they went through the patties at McDonald's and they found out that there was like over 100 or 1,000 different cows crammed into one patty.
So imagine this, right? Everyone's got this like, I'm a split personality or I'm ADHD, right? No wonder why. Because there's so many different energies we're intaking from all these different beings, and we're like, and our minds are racing a million miles a second. It's easy to swipe and we can do 15 profiles in 1 minute. Less. Like how many like different thoughts can we put into ourselves?
Right. And the human body is not ready for that.
No.
I don't think we're even made to travel
cyborgs
this
are.
much. They're also talking about that.
You
using
think so?
flights. Yeah. I don't
Interesting.
think the human mind is there's so much information these days, and it's so easy to go wherever you want to go these days. And I think genetically that's not how we were created. We weren't created like that. Jet lag is not supposed to happen originally.
Interesting.
They're saying that traveling is also one of the main reasons why we have issues, not only politically, but also with trading, with food, with health, with all of these things, because our body is made out of something that's used to something, and we keep, like you're saying with the milk, or like I'm saying with the patties, or the thoughts and ADHD and all of that, you get exposed to so many different things constantly, and it's sometimes too much for the body to handle, although your mind think it is able to.
Well, that maybe is the side of ourselves. I'm okay, everything's fine. I'm okay, I'm presentable, I'm cool, I'm keeping my shit together.
Right.
And actually last year I traveled. I was in a new country not new, but a different country every month.
Yeah.
I once just did back to back. I did Taiwan. I got to the airport. I got on a plane to Australia. I got back from Australia to Japan. I then from the airport went to New York, then came back in 1 month. And like because I've been so busy the past year,
Yeah.
everything with music's been just going amazing. I'm so grateful. Thank you. But like I had acne all over my face yesterday, even to the point where like the girl that stamps your passport that you walk by, she's like
Stamped your face.
no, for real. She goes, I've seen a lot of y'all walk through here, but your skin is not looking like. She was fully went at me, and I was
Are you serious?
I was
Oh my
so
God.
shocked, and I said like, yeah, well, I mean, it's a lot. She's like, I see it, honey. And I was like, that was kind of a bit of a wake up call for me, and I don't even know what happened because I was eating so well. I was skating because I was training my ass off again.
Yeah.
Like I was so fit, and then now everything's fine. But like, what have I done? I haven't.
Don't you
really
think it is though?
changed.
Like, because I'm not against traveling. I love traveling.
Yeah, of
I love it.
course.
It's so inspiring and motivating, and you get to learn so much. Of course,
Mm.
but don't you think that because you say you're working out and you're doing all of these productive things and you feel really
Eating
great about yourself,
well,
you're
yeah.
eating well.
Not drinking.
Still, some shit happens.
Mm.
It's not only. I don't think it's only. It's partially jet lag, partially different time zones. The food you're ingesting, the new people
Different
you're meeting,
water.
different water,
That's huge.
different people with different
Yeah, that's a
mindsets,
good
with
point,
different
Kaylin.
thoughts. I think you're affected on all these different levels, from mentally to spiritually to bodily.
Bodily. Yeah, no,
Bodily.
it is because there is.
It's stressful traveling.
Yeah.
So it's so interesting to see no one traveling right now, or
We
like
should
very
be more
minimally.
healthy right now.
Yeah.
I mean,
Fatter.
we're more.
I've lost so much
exercising
weight though.
more.
I gotta be honest.
Yeah.
I don't know what's happened. I have totally
You
opposite.
lost?
Yeah. You're like,
mean,
no,
we're
I
more
haven't. I don't
conscious to
notice
work out and
anything.
stuff.
Yeah. You've always been like.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I have had no appetite the past 2 weeks. Like I haven't eaten anything today, for example.
Really?
Yeah, I don't know why. I think, like I said, I was saying to Robin when we got here, like there's a lot going on. I think there's like a full moon as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just there's a lot of energy happening.
But you're drinking wine.
Yeah, but that's okay.
I know.
Oh no.
It's the release.
Yeah.
But sometimes our schedules change for a little while, but everything's temporary.
Everything is temporary.
And the problem is that we get so attached to like, this is how it has to be. But it's not. Because this is the thing, is that the school teaches us there's only one right answer. But there's not. There's
Yeah.
A, B, C, D. What about D, all the above? That's the next Rhymesor stuff. See, Rhymesor, okay, so we're dropping an album. The Rhymesor album comes out in November. And it's like fun. It's like all about what we were just talking about. Yes. Do you know the lyrics?
I don't remember. Something music. I got the music in me. I got the. And
You got it. Come on. And just used.
you just use music again.
Yes!
Yeah, okay. It was so good.
Thank you.
That music video
Check it
too.
out.
Robot face. Was that your face?
No, it was.
It was your face.
It was my
Don't
face.
say it's your face. Oh, let's check it out. Yeah, sorry. Continue. Your album.
But we have 2 albums. So we initially thought that we were going to do single, and do this one particular album. But we have like 24 songs, right? So like, maybe 24 songs on the first album isn't good. So we just split it down the middle and chose the correct theme. So we're like, I mean, every single day the past few months, I have been in the studio every day, either making music for Rhymesor, music for other artists, or music for myself. I make a new song every day and like full produced out.
God.
Yeah, it's a lot of work, but I'm so in the zone right now. It's so
What's
interesting.
your routine like every day?
You really want to know?
Yeah, nice
Can you
one.
know the name?
Man, okay, well, I mean, every day is different. Let's just put that on the table. But I'll wake up around 3 or 4 p.m.
What? I thought you were gonna say.
Okay, late night.
So
producing
I
bird.
no, for real, like I go to bed at between 6 and 8 a.m. every day. And that's only happened since, because I was in America and France earlier this year, but since March and everything started happening, it just totally switched. And I've always been like a get up early, go skating, do that. But my whole body clock switched, and now I'm in total night energy. So I just woke up. Like, I haven't even had breakfast yet. I had some toast.
Right.
So I'll go and have like dinner, but like, that's only because everything will change. But I'll be up until the sun comes up. And waking up, and I'll go for a bike ride sometimes as well. And I see all the Oba-sans and Oji-chans doing like this exercise routine. Oh my god, it's so fun because I'm like smiling. We know you haven't slept, girly.
Yeah.
But it's very interesting, you know. I feel like at some point I haven't done that before in my life, and I feel like everyone will probably do that at some point. Like, you did that, right?
Yeah.
When did you do that?
long time ago.
A long time ago.
The long nights, right?
Oh.
Yeah, just night.
Yeah.
Have you done it? Have you done it? Have you been up all night before?
Yeah.
Yeah, and like do it.
Yeah, and there are times, and I think when I get into the music, when I produce tracks as well.
I totally get it. When
Same
you're in
with
the
painting.
art zone.
I love your music, by the way.
Thank you, babe.
You also performed at Tokyo Love Hotels.
I have once, twice, once.
Well, we need to do a live Twitch for you.
Twitch.
A live Twitch?
Dude, Twitch is very interesting. I think Instagram's over, but I mean, Instagram's just releasing this new thing today. Did you see? Yeah. It's
What?
full on.
No need.
Instagram Reels.
Instagram Reels?
Reels?
Like
Yeah.
real EELS or like Reels?
REELS. So it's like these 15-second videos, and it's 15 seconds only. It's like, basically it's like TikTok. Because
ストーリーと一緒じゃん。
it's I know, right? It's like a story, but it's as a more like, the story isn't a story, right? But imagine putting the story on the feed. Anyway, I don't want to know.
Oh god.
Right.
I think ever since Facebook bought Instagram, it's just like been a little bit different, and I can now like see. But I just downloaded Twitch yesterday, so I'm gonna get into that.
Do you have TikTok?
I have TikTok.
Yay! What do you do on TikTok?
My microphone keeps getting adjusted because I'm moving around so much. I'm so nervous. God, I don't want to talk about
Do you
TikTok.
dance?
No, I don't. I can't dance. No, come on. I skate. No, I have one video that did a lot, and I was surprised at that. So I'm now inducted into the
Are you lit on TikTok?
No, I'm not lit. I am.
We just
I'm
made
definitely
a love hole TikTok
Yeah,
yesterday.
Oh,
I made
you
the
did.
first
We have
one.
0 followers. We should follow each other.
Yeah, we should follow each other. TikTok's hard. I really don't understand it. There's a lot of videos I'll sit there and I'll be like,
Yeah,
so
I don't
what's
get it
so
either.
what's so funny or interesting? Like what
Yeah.
what
it
is
just
it?
starts playing. I don't even click on anything. It just opens up and straight goes to somebody's video.
Some
that
of
I don't
it,
even
but
know.
a lot of it can be very creative, and I think it's interesting to see these types of creative people that are. I feel like such a
Internet gal.
I feel like such an internet girl, like talking about this right now. Like, wow, TikTok, the kids. Like these 18-year-olds listening, like, shut the fuck up. Like, you don't even know what's good, man.
I love the men. The man.
Can we get back to your routine?
Yeah.
My routine. Oh yeah, shit.
4 p.m.
And then what
morning?
happens in the middle of that, we don't want to know.
We do.
Do we?
We do.
Okay.
What do you eat for breakfast?
I don't eat breakfast. I've never eaten breakfast though.
Okay.
I do like sometimes I like butter coffee, like butter, full butter.
What are they called? They're called something. It's the diet.
You put butter in coffee?
Yeah, you just get a giant stick of like butter and you just.
No way.
Butter. Yeah, and you can
No
put
way.
in MCT oil. I think it's
Yeah.
coconut oil as well.
But a little bit of cinnamon, a little bit of
Yeah.
cloves sometimes.
Bulletproof? Is it a bulletproof
It's
coffee?
a bulletproof.
I think they're called.
It's a bulletproof coffee. It's a bulletproof coffee.
It's the one where you don't eat anything the first half of the day or something, and you
Yeah.
just live off of that, and it's
What
supposed to kind of
happens?
kickstart your fat burning.
Okay, so
But
for
you're
real,
so
like
skinny
like
anyway.
3 days ago, I finished the studio session at 7 a.m. And I said, Shin, Asawa-san, please pick me up. He picked me up at 7:15 a.m. And I'm like, let's go get breakfast. So it was my dinner at 7:30 a.m. at the Park Hyatt. Just something random, just to whatever, we'll just do something random. So I was having breakfast when people's having breakfast, but I was actually awake since 2 p.m. the previous day, and it was not my breakfast, it was technically my dessert. So that was very cool. Like it's but like, you know what I mean? Like that's because I'm generally, even in the past, like before skating, I was never a morning person. Like my mom never, when I was like a baby, I know for a fact she was like, you go to bed when you want to go to bed.
That's why I don't believe in jet lag.
No.
I really
That's
don't.
why she, oh shit. So now we see what's going on.
It is science. It's ions.
何が?
That's why you can be grounded. You have these like what are they, those blue light things you can put on lately that kind of rewinds your clock and makes sure that your body is, because your body's it's basically just you're used to something and
It's
that
just
changes.
time and your routine, right?
Yeah, that's what it is.
So if you don't have a routine, there's no such thing as jet lag.
In a sense, yeah.
feel
In a sense, yeah. Yeah, but then they're talking
I
about the
sleep
plus and
whenever I
minus
want.
ions, that when you fly, it's different if you would take a train. If you would take a train like the Siberian Express and go through like all of these different time zones. It's a different
Siberian
thing.
Express.
No, but you know what I mean?
True.
If
Welcome
you
to
were to fly,
Huskyville.
when you're up in the air, and I don't know all of the details, but when you're up in there and all of that, it fucks up with your ion balance as well. That's why they talk about grounding. Like you should take off your shoes and stand with your feet on the ground.
But that's a general thing. Like if you have a nap on the ground and you put your feet or whatever onto the, even if it's cement, I mean, it's not the ideal, but even if it's cement, you totally change. Like my car broke down a week ago, and I finished the studio 6 a.m. I get in the car, it's like freaking the fuck out. And so I'm like, okay, what do I do? I'll walk home, I'll listen to my podcast. Halfway through the walk, my foot was hurting because the shoes had a blister. So I just took my shoes off and I just walked through Tokyo for another 45 minutes with no shoes.
Damn.
But it felt
amazing.
But it felt good, you know. It felt really good just to like let that go.
Reconnect a bit.
And I think that's one thing about living in Japan. As an Australian person, we don't wear shoes, and we don't even wear shoes to the supermarket.
Really?
Just on the low. And any Australian person that's listening to this, I'm like, yeah, it's basically kind of true sometimes. It's so embarrassing, but no, it's not. But sometimes, like, not wearing shoes and just like in the actual earth, you know, on the whatever.
So good for you.
But here in this country, you have to wear shoes outside. Like no one's not really.
Wear a shirt. You have to.
You could pull a Kalin and do your flip-flops at. Because I think when I came to Japan in the beginning, I didn't really give a damn. But then, you know, you kind of.
Free soul.
I was a free soul.
Flip-flops too.
No, like 普通に渋谷とかね.
Yo-yo,
Like,
easy.
right, but see, that's the thing. That's the vibe.
Yeah,
But it's not the general vibe,
I guess.
which is funny. I can see how many people would be shocked running around in like hot pants,
my
flip-flops,
aunt
and
be
like
Bisa?
yeah.
I mean, like, yeah.
Right. And I think it's fucked with my mind as well. Like, I'm like, can I wear these flip-flops to town? I'll even like think about it before putting them on.
Interesting.
I don't think.
It's
Well,
fucked
we don't
up.
live near a beach or any like in Sydney where I grew up. Well, kind of grew up. We're always wearing flip-flops even in the city, because if I want to go to the ocean, it's 20 minutes away by walk.
Right. Well, if we wanted to go to the pond,
Yeah.
it's 5 minutes
River.
by
Tamaga.
crawl.
But how many random things have you seen in the Nakameguro River in the pond?
Right.
Like I saw a snake in the river one time,
Really?
like a giant snake, and I've
water
had a
one.
few friends who've seen snakes in there.
マジで?
And a giant frog fell into my house one time.
To your house?
So
Do you live under the river?
That sounds like a blessing when it falls into your house.
I live under the river, so I have a lot of interesting things. I've had a hakubishin fall into my house
that?
too.
Yeah.
that?
So it's a type of, it's not raccoon, it's the other one. It's a type of
Ferret?
Yeah,
Itachi?
kind of ferret.
it's the is it the red brownish one? It's the brownish one.
Dude, like
So it's kind of a what are they called, raccoon? No, tanuki.
tanuki.
What are they called in English?
めっちゃ似てる、でも。
Raccoon ka.
But they're okay, but listen,
They're a type of,
hakubishin wa Taiwan Shushin.
Yeah, and they can be really dangerous. They also carry a lot of diseases like rats do. So they could be, they're considered quite dangerous if they were to bite you.
Yes, correct.
But they're so cute.
They're so kawaii. So kawaii.
And they came to your house.
2 of them
They
fell
fell
in.
from the sky.
They fell from the sky, from the
And-
sewage
and a
down
toad.
into my house.
And a toad. A frog.
And a frog, but the frog was pretty. But I picked it up with like hair dyeing gloves, like because I didn't have anything else, and there was no hair dye on the gloves, but they were like stained. I'm picking up this frog, and I run outside because it was all happening, right? And this obasan, I was running outside with no shoes, and I'm holding this giant frog. She's like walking her little like poodle, like daijoubu, running through the streets of this giant frog, going.
Babe, where do you live? In a hole?
It's like,
How is this? How do they fall down into your house?
Outside my room. I sleep there. And there's this spot where the sky comes down into my bedroom and
What does that even mean? Do you live in a hole?
my house has a kind of funny design where the skylight or like open air comes down into the basement.
Yeah.
So like there's like floor above it that's got this like it wraps around, right? So I sleep in the basement, but it's natural light, and I have plants
Right.
down there. It's bizarre, and the sun will come in for a little bit during the day. But there was this. It's like this drop, right? So like some mornings we just wake up and there's like worms everywhere, or
Hell no.
huckabishins, or
oh my God. Are
because
you
they
serious?
just fall down and they do their thing, and so
Do you live? Is it like? Because I'm imagining like a normal
Honestly.
street. Like it's a street and then there's a hole and down there's worm.
Worms がもうマジで無理. I'm in love with everything, but
But you like
if
snakes,
I-
though.
Obsessed with everything
Yeah,
these days. Apart
snakes,
from
I prefer snakes to W's.
she can't even say the word.
本当にありえない.
Really?
That's like a nightmare for me.
Little,
Sure
but even
that.
this big, it's okay.
like all types of
What
worms.
about a caterpillar?
Better. I'm fine. Totally fine. W's.
It's like the
本当に無人も.
W's. It's like the little pink one, like the ones you would
Not the
use
pink
for
ones,
earth
the
ones.
earth ones, like the.
The earth
Wait, are you
ones.
talking about the witchetty grubs?
The what?
Eh?
What?
The witchetty grubs.
What's the grub?
That's W's, right?
What's a witchy grub?
Well, worm is a worm, but a witchetty grub is a witchetty grub.
It looks like a W, right? I can't.
Oh, they look like a W.
No, I don't think so.
I thought you just
no.
called them by their first letter, worms.
No, that's what I'm doing. I
Like
don't wanna say
Voldemort
it.
kind of thing.
That's what it is.
Oh, do you call Voldemort V? Just V?
No.
Yo, I had an incident with the V. Oh, what kind of incident you talking about?
Not be named.
I
can't believe it.
I can't.
I can't
didn't
believe
have
it.
an incident
Waking
with
up
V.
and seeing
I'm so-
W's. That is a
W's.
nightmare.
I'm so curious though over
Me
the
too.
geometry and
Me too.
geolocation of
There's
your
no window.
house.
No, there's windows. Sometimes that little extra silence just does the trick. Everyone will get it. I love an awkward silence recently.
Sip to that.
That wasn't silent.
So animals. But here's the thing. And we all know this because we're all spiritual. Teddy, I know you're listening.
Is he though?
Who knows?
Probably
There's
smoking somewhere.
animals, like they'll come into your life at one point and you'll be like, oh, that's why, because I googled that animal spirituality meaning not tarot, not taekwondo,
Animal totems.
totem, that's the word. Taekwondo and tarot.
Yeah, martial arts. Come on, marshals.
But for real, like, I mean, I am guaranteeing you guys have definitely seen like a bakomori or something and like gone like, what does that mean? And like gone like animal
Yeah, and I've
totem.
done that with dreams. I told you.
Exactly.
I do
Right.
that with dreams when I see frogs in my dream.
Yeah.
Well, that's
I
the
just
thing.
had that.
Frogs are all about cleansing.
It's good, really good.
Totally
Yeah.
good. Frogs are good. So when a frog lands outside my bed and I wake up, there's a giant frog going "Grrr!" in my face. I go, okay, well, there's something that frog is trying to tell me.
It's that there's worms next to it.
True.
I did not do my gardening correctly, and that is what the thing is. Jeez.
Jeez, Louise. Wait, we have some. We have some LPs.
Can I have my wand?
Speaking
as
of
well?
ease and rhymes.
Yeah.
Babe, can I have my wand?
Your wand? Yeah. Okay.
Oh, you have a wand?
Do you want one?
Oh my gosh.
Wand.
Okay, so
And let's
for
show
the people
her
that are
stuff.
listening on the podcast,
Yeah.
it's kind of like what's that?
Dandelion?
Dandelion, right? It's a virus
a
ball
viral
on the end of a
dandelion.
stick, and it's got these little stems with these little planets on the end of them.
Do you know what it is?
So cute.
It's a fashion blogger. That's what it is.
They're a virus with
Yes.
little stems with planets on the end of them.
Influencing everyone.
Let's show her EP.
Yeah. Let's pull it out.
Wingardium Leviosa.
Leviosa.
So wait, which one are we gonna? You brought
Intro.
two of your. Do you want to introduce them?
Okay, I'm gonna introduce my records. Minasan, watashi wa rhyme desu.
You can show it to this one on the table.
Okay.
There.
Oh, this one.
Yeah.
Wait, let me go back a little bit.
Perfect.
Okay, so this is Internet Girl. So this was the original, OG, IG, and she is in an Instagram square. So you know when you load it up and then there's other pictures you could hit, but
Right.
you're like next, and then you do the filter thing, right?
It's kind of like a phone. You have like the.
And there's the grid of where you're editing after you hit the next. So you and here we took this in a bath with Yulia. Yulia sure shot this. And the hands have all this you know when you sit in the water too long and you get all these
Shriveled?
shriveled is it?
Yeah.
Shriveled,
Shriveled.
like these wands kind of like a bit
Like
dried
shri-
out. Yeah.
Yeah.
Or too wet. Oh, we never liked too wet, did we?
I do.
Yeah. And so the vinyl originally is a transparent vinyl because life in a
Look at this.
life is
gorgeous.
transparent. Sometimes we have to see through it. So this is the original vinyl of the original project. Now, the Internet Girl told me a year later, she's like, Rhyme, I need you to remix these songs. So I was like, okay. Like, give some kind of like cover up.
Right. And that's when this came along.
Cover up. Follow up. Following. She decided to follow herself. And so Post Archives was born because you know when sometimes you have those posts and you look back and you're like, I don't know about that guy. And you archive it.
Yeah.
And then
in
it comes up with
archives.
this little menu and you got this little arrow here. So I exactly recreated the archiving section of Instagram. And with all the posts that she had taken off her feed to hide her true identity. And there's a few extra poems, and check out this beautiful vinyl. So this is a half dipped purple indigo vinyl.
It's an indigo child.
It's an indigo child. If you guys put the magic wands on it. Yes, baby. So this one is Post Archive. Whoa. Someone get the record out. Whoa! So there's that. And the Internet Girl is actually sold out. There's only 100 in the world. And the Post Archives is only 100 in the world. But there is a few left of the Post Archives. So I will make a link on the podcast page of where to buy the Post Archive.
Fantastic. Yeah, we'll upload all of the links to not only this, but also your music and wherever we can reach you.
Giant Purple Teletubbies.
GiantPurpleTeletubbies.com.
Wingardium Leviosa.
And no W's. No W's. I'm seeing the battery.
Oh, yes.
There's a little, I don't know if you can see, but there's a little battery indicator and it says 6.66.
Yes.
Oh.
Now,
Battery
what do
left.
we think of 666? 6.66. Well, girl, you're gonna need a charger. That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah, and I'm guessing that's Internet Girl's favorite number, isn't it?
Perhaps, I guess, but it's interesting because also 616 may be the end number of what the original perceived was.
Therefore.
Therefore, it's not really 666, but it's 616 and 666. Actually, if you think about it, 369, past, present, future.
Bombshell.
So this is the present. 6 represents the present. So I'm trying to like 3 time that present of like, hey, this is what we're going through right now.
Right.
Because I don't know, I don't think 666 necessarily is the guy to be afraid of. I think that there are a lot more badder, it's not even a word, people in the world that we should really be pointing the fingers at. Yes, all the ones.
Yeah. Fantastic. I don't know how long have we been on?
I don't know. I have one question. Why did you come to Japan? Who
Wow,
sent you?
that is a really intense question, but I have one answer for you.
Yeah.
Thank God.
Benzaiten.
Benzaiten?
Hi.
Like one of the lucky 7? 10? 6? 7?
However you interpret her, darling. But Benzaiten sent me here.
It's a her. I don't know her.
あれじゃないの？恵比寿様なんとか様弁財天 and they all represent different things.
I'll Google it.
Yeah.
Benzaiten is the Japanese, she's not exactly tied to Shinto, but Japanese goddess that represents music and
the arts.
And art, yes. So you know. She's this beautiful white woman with the white snake. And I'm obsessed. I dream about white snakes a lot. So she's got this white snake and she's playing the shamisen or the, not ukulele. That's
Shamisen.
Traditional Japanese ukulele.
Koto, maybe.
She plays all the instruments and she is a bodhisattva who has basically come back down to bring music and arts. And I discovered her before I came to Japan. And then when I came here, I saw her. And I decided to stay.
Wow.
Right.
It's very interesting, actually. It's beautiful. I mean, you wonder why, like, your life, action, cause and effect, you know, it all circles back around, back to the beginning of this whole podcast. So I think more the question is like, why did you come to where you are right now?
Right. Which is also kind of for people that don't know what a bodhisattva is, it's within Buddhism, an enlightened one that's decided to come back to earth to inspire and motivate people, if I'm not wrong. They're gods or goddesses that
they're the real influencers.
They're the real fashion bloggers in this world, including you. You're definitely a bodhisattva.
I don't know. No. I'm just.
You're a rhyme and thing.
Rhymes and
Yeah. That's what they are. And Benzaiten is a Japanese, one of the Japanese depictions of a bodhisattva. I
just love, I just admire the trait of compassion. I think that a true compassionate person is very difficult to find these days. And I really admire that. And I hope to be like that and try to be like that. I'm doing that as best I can. And I think you guys are too. I think that we can just do our best every day to continue putting good into the world.
You have to let go of internet, girl, then.
Or do I? Because if I see, that's the big thing. If I let go of the devil, if I let go of that and I just like pretend it doesn't exist.
There's no contrast.
And that's why, and it's such a hard realization, but that is why we need to have good and evil in the world. And you guys know more than ever, there is a lot of evil in the world right now. But it's like, what do I focus on? Because if we're always just being like goody, two shoes, guilty. No. You know what I mean? Like it doesn't balance out. And balance is the key to everything.
It reminds me of like my favorite anime back in the day. It's called X 1999. It's made by Clamp. Like a Japanese shoujo manga. Yeah, it's like a shoujo like anime studio, manga studio. And it's about this thing about evil and good, and that they both need to exist in the world. It's split in half, two teams of people, where one half are like stars or something, the other ones are like dragons, and they fight. One team wants to eradicate the world of all the whole population. They want to kill everyone. Why? For Mother Earth to rebuild herself, for her to feel healthy, for her to be well. Whereas the other one wants to save the people. And it's such like a yeah, and in the beginning, it's depicted as the ones that want to save the earth are the bad guys. But the further it goes, it's I can't even describe it. It's so good. If anyone has a chance, watch X 1999, X 1999 by Clamp.
It's a
W.
there's no W in clam.
There's no W there. Might have been a
was
worm
just
in the
thrown
production.
in.
There's always a worm in the production.
No, stop.
No, but I get what you're saying. That both need to exist for something
Yeah.
to happen or evolve.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I think that you guys both here means that something has happened and evolved.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Likewise.
Yes.
Yeah,
one
but
more question.
she's a questioner.
Yeah. When did you start being an artist? Even though that sounds so vague, but if you started skateboarding first,
I love skateboarding. Yo, I love skateboarding.
ice skating first, and then
Okay,
You
I
started
made
making music?
I made my first album in 2000. I was 6 years old. I made an album. It's called Spooky House, and I will release it one Halloween. I was thinking this year or maybe next year. I was a 6-year-old girl. I'm telling you right now, if I don't think I'm an artist. I'm not trying to be an artist. It's not like anyone that's like seriously saying I am doing this, I am this. How long are you going to be that for?
Right.
But I know for a fact, like, I grew up in music. I will always be doing music because I was doing music first. But no one asked me that question. She's just a model. She's just a fashion blogger. Cool, that's okay. You can think that.
Just a skateboarder.
I always wanted to be a skateboarder. I just could never handle it. But yes, I made it my first album at 6, and I gotta send you. It's weird. It's actually a lot better than even I expected.
I'd love to hear it.
Yeah. Should we play it for Halloween?
Yeah, Spooky House.
You should DJ for Halloween.
You should DJ Spooky House. on
Okay, I will.
Halloween.
All right, I will.
Perform
Let's do it.
Yeah.
That'll be a thing.
In like 6-year-old cosplay.
What would be 6-year-old cosplay?
I have no idea what you were on those days.
Sheets and ghosts.
Oh, little spooky ghost. Yeah, cute.
Yeah, and we cut the holes out of the bed.
The bed sheet.
The bed sheet, and then later on, the partner will go, "Wait, where's the white bed sheet gone? Why are there holes in the bed?"
This is a bed sheet.
This is a bed sheet.
Okay,
This
how
is
many
Robin's
people
bed
listening have actually taken a bed sheet and cut holes in it and then gone, "Fuck, I have to go to Notori and buy another bed sheet."
Never have. But I did this morning pick a bed sheet out of my closet because we had nothing to put on this table. And
This
here
is
we
it.
are.
This is Robin's sex
Oh
sheet.
wow, this is Robin. Oh god,
This is
I
my
did.
sex sheet.
He really has memory.
So many memories.
The creases of memories.
Yeah. Literally obsessed with everything these days.
Oof.
That's a thing, right? That's actually a thing.
No. It's just the thing we
I'm
scooped
so
up.
obsessed. I'm literally so obsessed with everything these days. I just wrote these. I didn't even write days.
Amazing. Okay, babes. This has been great.
Great.
Oh, it's been wonderful.
It's
Thank
been
you
amazing.
for having me.
Is there anything else you'd like to add to this
Yeah.
little cast of a pod before we...
Anything great you want to talk about love holes and like
Bitch.
I mean, you guys are great. I think that everyone involved in that is supporting Love Hotels right now are great. And there's a really good community being built out there. No matter where you are right now, there is a good community being built. And you are the one that's building that. So I just want to say, like, wherever you are, whatever you're doing, keep building that, because what you're doing is right. If you're doing it with the right intention, doesn't matter about right and wrong, just do it with the right intention.
Yeah.
Love and hotels.
And hotels.
I've been playing Monopoly a lot recently, so I'm like all about getting those hotels, you know?
We've been talking about making
Bombshell.
about
drop it.
making an official Tokyo Love Hotels Monopoly
Get out.
version. Yeah.
But what a great metaphor Monopoly is for life, right? We should do a live Monopoly session. I played 7 hours straight recently.
Shit. Who was the bank?
Me.
Oh.
And I won. But for real though, Monopoly is such a great game. Scrabble's a good game too. Uno's a good game.
Jenga.
Dobutsu no Mori is a good
Jenga.
game. Jenga's a good game.
Catan. Have you played Catan?
I don't play Kendo.
Catan.
No, I know. No, I don't know.
Taekwondo?
Taekwondo?
Hanamizu. So on Hanamizu note, no, thank you. What? Thank you so much for coming today. It's
you
been
so
amazing
much.
to.
And thank you for the first love ho, because that really set it off. I think she really set it off for us. Our first love ho.
Set it off.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
So
a song.
thank you for being
You
so
know that
dope.
Colombo. Honey.
Back in the day.
Can we Set It Off by the Colombo
We'll close
remix?
with that.
Can
We can close with that. Yeah, we can close with that. We'll close with that.
We'll-
Yeah,
I am a giant
definitely.
purple Teletubby. Thank you for having me on Tokyo Love Hotels.
Yay.
Thank you so much for coming.
being
It's
so
been
dope and
great.
so humble, and love it.
Love you. Check. There we go. You can check Rhyme out. We'll put out all of the links for all of the music. And yeah, see you soon.
See you soon.
Love. Yay.
Bye, Robin. Bye, Kaylin.
Bye, babe.